Hello again, wrestling fans. Corky Franks here, alongside the man Easy. Now, I've been working out a little bit, but and we like to have a lot of fun, but we're here today for some serious business. I'm with Michael Bikikio, the owner, the man in charge of Wrestlecon, and Michael. Usually this time of year we're doing our Q&A video, answering questions for the fans, but unfortunately we're in kind of a unique situation we've never been before, so we have a lot of questions to answer. Unfortunately, it's not about walk-up ticket sales and pro photo ops, et cetera, et cetera. It's a whole lot more serious this time, right?
Well, hopefully we'll get to a video like that, like we've done in the past, in the near future. But yes, today I think we need to really talk about where we're at today in the current environment that we're in and how this is impacting WrestleCon and why I know a lot of people are frustrated why we haven't canceled our event yet.
Well, here we are, so let's jump right in. Why haven't we canceled the event yet?
Well, I think a lot of people kind of realize the way the contracts work, and we're kind of under the same we're under the same dilemma that WWE is in. So we have contracts with venues, with hotels, and if we cancel our event, then we're on the hook for the full amount. And in some ways, the venues are relatively small, but the hotel is really where our most exposure is at. We have like 1,000 room nights that we're responsible for. We negotiated a rate with them that says, hey, listen, we'll fill your hotels up with this many rooms, but you need to give us this low of a rate. And that's one of the perks, I think, to staying at the WrestleCon hotels. If we get below a certain amount, I become responsible for them. It's called attrition. And it's a risk because if you're below a certain threshold, I have to personally pay for it.
And that's happened before at WrestleCon, right?
It happened in Orlando.
Right.
So, and that's one of the reasons why we have not done more than one hotel, because in Orlando we had attrition at both hotels, even though the total room nights that we booked in Orlando was higher than like any other year, but we had 3 different room blocks. We put too much exposure on us, and it ended up not all the money, but almost all the money that we made, we had to give back to the hotels for not using all the rooms.
So you're pretty much in the same situation as WWE is with the city of Tampa. I mean, so yesterday we thought Tampa was going to cancel WrestleMania, but it seems like Tampa don't want to cancel WrestleMania because now their businesses are on the hook for losing money, and WWE don't want to cancel because they don't want to lose the money, and WrestleCon's in the same spot. It sounds like what you're saying.
Same spot, and I've seen a lot of Twitter banter about, like, you know, I know it's the evil corporations and stuff, but, you know, WWE is certainly this size, and we are certainly this size, and, you know, there's certainly smaller players than us. But literally, if I had to pay the hotel fee that I would have to pay if this thing goes to zero, which looks like where we're headed, right? I mean, I don't see anybody that's having large gatherings at this point.
Right.
That would bankrupt WrestleCon as well as probably bankrupt High Spots, and that's a real serious issue. So we have to wait. We're hoping that the city of Tampa or the state of Florida will do what other states and other cities have done and make edicts that say, hey, listen, you cannot have a gathering of a certain size. And then that allows us contractually to basically get out of the responsibility, the liability that we have incurred.
So this isn't as a lot of people with, and no offense, and I can say this, and I'm speaking on behalf of me, not you, say a guy with 10 Twitter followers who wants his money back right now, you're getting bombarded with refund requests. But so you're saying you're not being greedy. This is just a legal matter that you have to protect your investment, and that's why you've been in business so long, and that's why the business is so good, and that's why you have, you know, great fan support for High Spots, highspots.com, the Wrestling Network, WrestleCon, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
Because we've built that over relationships and being honest and being trustworthy and over time. And you're just asking the fans just to give you just a little bit more time so you can make a wise decision, not only to protect your investment, but theirs as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, in all honesty, I mean, where we're at right now, I don't think anyone really expects WrestleMania to happen.
Right.
At least on the scheduled date. And quite honestly, if I had children, or if I was around my parents, so, you know, they live in a different state, but if I was around them regularly where I was interacting with them, there's no way in the world I would personally even consider traveling right now. But I would assume that if anybody has those things, if they're compromised health or if they have things, they'll do the same, and we'll get over this hurdle quicker than later. That's what the health experts are telling us, and I think we should follow what they're saying. But this becomes complicated when, you know, we have so much at risk.
Well, the main topic of conversation is the refund policy. Mm-hmm. You're getting again, bombarded with these requests. So take a quick second and tell the fans about the policy. I mean, we've sold thousands of tickets for WrestleCon and the events WrestleCon weekend. And that's not just, you can't just go in and click a button and everybody gets a refund.
No, you have to go in and manually refund every single order, and that's very time consuming. But
so your thousands of staff members can't just do that in 30 minutes, right?
I can't. No, I can't. And
you're the 1,000.
It'll be me or a poor guy named Jeff that will sit there probably for weeks and have to individually refund orders. And you know, we're willing to do it. And I want to be clear what our refund policy is. If we cancel an event, we will refund your ticket in whole. I am not going to be like an airline. I'm not going to be like Ticketmaster where you get a credit. I'm going to refund it in whole. I don't believe that because I don't like to be treated that way. I'm going to have tons of airline credits probably as a result of this weekend and all the airlines we booked. You know, Ticketmaster, WrestleMania through Ticketmaster. If WrestleMania gets canceled, they're going to if their policy is going to be upheld, they're just going to say, hey, you got your money in a Ticketmaster account. You could use it for a future event, but there's no way you're getting a refund. And, you know, that sucks. That sucks as a fan.
And there's no refunds because typically in business, whether we like it or not, the money's already spent.
Right. And in all honesty, and this is, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me because these are the risks that we take as business owners. If I have to give a full refund to everybody, I don't know how I'm going to do it. And, you know, I know a lot of people saw my wife posted something very personal about our business and about our home and our family. And, you know, we talked about it. If we are in a position where we have to refund everybody's order, we will have to sell a house. It's true. We'll have to sell the house because there's no other way to do it. I'm not going to incur a tremendous amount of debt to just pay this off. But the reality is I've outlaid money to 2 different venues, to hotels, to talent, and to the tune of, you know, close to about $200,000 out of pocket right now that I don't know if I'm going to get back.
Who don't want to give you your money back because they've already spent your money.
Right.
You're not getting it back.
Right. Now, if the city of Tampa cancels the event and we cancel WrestleMania, maybe that changes because I'm going to get a lot of that money back. But right now, the city of Tampa hasn't. The state of Florida hasn't. So we're at where we're at. But I promise,
it's the old Mexican standoff, right?
If we cancel our event, I promise that everyone will get a full refund. If we have to postpone our event, which I think, in all honesty, is probably the more likely scenario, I think that cooler heads will prevail in a little bit, and we'll find a postponed date. We'll attempt to also move our date to coincide with WrestleMania, and then people that cannot also change their date, we will work with them individually, and I will work with you to give you a full refund. But at this time, I don't have the manpower to do that. I don't know what direction we're headed. I don't know if this is a cancellation. I don't know if this is a postponement. But I want people to understand that I'm a human being. I understand that $40 to you might be $100,000 to someone else. Everybody's money. Well, Corky's got a great business, but the fact of the matter is everybody's entitled to get back if they've paid and they don't get what they're promised.
But it's not going to be by 10:30 this morning.
Even if I cancel right now,
you still can't do it.
I mean, it would be weeks for me to actually individually refund every order.
So what we're saying, guys, is basically something we all should be practicing anyway. Mm-hmm. Hey, be appreciative that that the events are taking place. Is we're spending money that we probably don't have to go have fun and be entertained and avoid reality and life anyway.
Right.
Unfortunately, it may not happen when it's supposed to happen, and there's going to be refunds, but it can't be right now. And I just want you guys, on behalf of me, to understand where Michael's coming from. Just be patient. He can't make a decision right now and lose $250,000 or $500,000 so you can get a refund tomorrow or tonight by midnight. That's just not good business, and you wouldn't do it either. He will give you every penny back that you invested. It might be next week or it might be 2 weeks. It's not going to be 6 months. It's not going to be December 2024. It's not going to work like that. And that's why you do business with the guy. That's why you've been doing business with him for 20 years.
And we're already in the middle of planning. We signed contracts for Los Angeles. I know that if I don't take care of customers now, that I'm going to lose them for Los Angeles. It's a long-term play for us. We do the best we can to make sure that everyone has a good time that weekend, and we understand our role in it. And we did a poll on Twitter, and we saw that if we could have this event without WrestleMania involved, the people were very clear. They it's part of the package. Like right. We can't do this without them, and I know that what we bring to the weekend is helpful to them as well.
Do you already have talent booked for L.A., like Boogeymen and Nature Boys and Rattlesnakes or anything like that?
We haven't gotten to the point of the talent yet, but we do have a hotel. We're going to be back to our traditional model next year, like we were in New York, a larger hotel where everything's under one roof. We did not have that opportunity to have a venue like that in Tampa for a variety of reasons, but I think a lot of people who enjoyed the setup in New York will really enjoy Los Angeles. But let's just stick on Tampa. That, guys, I appreciate your patience. I'm not looking to screw you out of money, and I know that everybody's got a different thing going on right now in this crazy world, and it's everyone's impacted to some degree. And I feel bad for all the independent wrestlers that they're gonna lose a lot of money over the next couple of months. We're going to lose a lot of money over the next couple of months. Uber drivers are going to lose a lot of money over the next couple of months. If you're in a position that you're not impacted by this, we need your help more than ever.
Right.
If you can afford it now and support the people who are really most affected by it, please do so. But I'm not out here begging for your money. I mean, it's risk that we take as businessmen, and I just want everybody to understand. Just give me a little patience. There is a game of chicken going on that's way over our heads. That we're just looking for the right decision makers to make the calls quickly.
I probably shouldn't touch on this because I don't know if you made a decision or not, but you showed me the letter that you had written yesterday, or Christy wrote.
My wife wrote.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to touch on the online stuff now, or is that a decision you've made yet?
What do you mean the online
discounts and purchases and stuff like that? Or?
No, but we are. Well, maybe I'll just crack it open. But if we're in a position where we have to do a full refund, I'm just fully acknowledging to you, in the short term, I don't have the money to give everybody back on all the tickets because I'm still trying to get the money back that we've spent to make this thing happen. So if we have to, we're going to leverage the strength that we have with High Spots and offer some really great deals to people that maybe can help everybody involved. So if you have the money, we're going to give you some insane deals to help mitigate and speed up the process that we're enabled to give refunds for.
Right. I think that's it, right? Hey, listen, man.
Yeah,
I know it's tough. Could you imagine having hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up into something and still have a smile on your face and not pull a hair out of your head and go crazy? I mean, listen, man.
And all that means nothing, but when you come home...
It means something to me because I do business with you.
And you come home and you see your wife who, she's your number one fan and biggest supporter, and she's crying, and she's got a glass of wine in her hand, and it's bothering her. I mean, we've all faced ups and downs. Corky's a businessman too, so he's had his ups and downs in business. It's you just learn after a while. You're desensitized to it. You just realize if you run a good business, everything works out in the end. And sometimes the dips just hurt a little more than others.
As long as your intent is intact, it usually works out. Michael, thank you for being honest.
Thank you, Corky.
And
hopefully we'll come back in a couple weeks and we'll be talking about the fun stuff.
We'll be back, and I promise you we'll talk about the fun stuff. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for more updates.